Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 23 episode 7. In the previous episode we changed a couple of doors around, we added an armory, we added kennels, and we just generally progressed on. In this episode we're just going to be doing that, just progressing on throughout the Alpha series. So I don't know what that means really. It means we're just going to be playing as normal. You got that, right? You got that. Anyway, we've got a workshop put in as well, and that's something we need to really make sure that we are using, because we are running low on funds. Or rather, we are hemorrhaging money, and also we're running out of grants that we can do. Or rather, we're running out of grants that I want to do. Certain grants I don't want to do, but some of them I really do. And that's body armor. I think we might unlock that at some point, but it's a little bit too expensive. A little bit too rich for my blood at the moment. So one of the things that a lot of people have requested that I do is put in the solitary, so I am more than happy to oblige. Let's just get this put in. So we're going to go all the way up to the centre here. Now this was going to be a sort of security station, but I've decided that we just don't need it. So we're just going to leave it basically like that, and we will have that. It's just nothing there. There's maybe actually we'll put some cameras there or something. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, we need to put in some doors on these things. So we're going to go to solitary door, and we're going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4 doors on there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 doors on there. And we're not going to put the other doors on because they cost £50,000 each. So probably not the best thing that I can spend my money on at this particular point. Right. Large jail doors on the workshop, we need to put some servos on. So we're going to put some servos there and put some servos there. Okay, then we'll obviously connect them up to this thing, which is an automatic door timer, and we'll only have that open on... Actually, we need another door timer now that I think about it. We need another door timer. So we've got utilities and then door timer. I'm going to put one there. Okay, this one here is actually to control the canteen doors. So I'm going to put one there, I'm going to put one there. Okay, and I'm going to connect them up, and we'll have the canteen doors only open on the eat time. Okay, we're not going to open it at any other time, and that's just because I know they're like sitting in the canteen, but I really want them to sit down in things like the common room and such. So it just seems it's not something you've really been able to do previously. But it's something you could do previously, but it's just never really been that efficient. You can't really automate it as such. Nice sip of beverage there. But yes, it's something that you never really be able to, you were never really able to fully automate. And with this system, you can, and it means that you can say, right, well, you wouldn't just allow them to sit in the canteen for no reason. You would keep them out of there at particular area, most times. So that's something that we will do in this one, and it's just a bit different. We've never done that sort of thing. As you can see, we've got a couple of grants. We just got one grant. We've got cell block B for the grants. We can have nutrition research. We've got manufacturing facility, which produces 30 license plates. I think I'm going to get that, which is the advanced payment. We've got education reform program and max sec infrastructure. Increase the size of your security force. What does that really mean? Hang on. Unlock body armor through bureaucracy. Unlock tasers. Build a CCTV monitor. I don't really want tasers. I'm going to get the education reform program, I think, because that's something that's like a long-term goal. Anyway, I've realised that the grants that you have, you can really build a fairly decent prison with just the grants and being a bit careful, and I really like that. But it also influences the way you build, where you sort of build your prison, where sometimes you might not want to do certain things. You might go, oh, I don't really want to do that. And is that Featherstone? Oh my god, we got another Featherstone in this place. We got Adam Featherstone now. Oh my good grief. So we got Adam Featherstone and we've got Dan Featherstone. No, that can't be right. Staff, prisoners. Let's have a look. Any other Featherstones? There's one. There's two. We've got 2 Featherstones. Is this a conspiracy? Am I getting trolled by IV software? Or is this just like, or introversion, however you want to say it? Am I getting trolled here? Sentence 10 years for multiple crimes, including trafficking and trafficking. Multiple trafficking, then. Ex-wife, son, and a father. His father might be Tom Featherstone. So he's going to sit down there. Where's the other Featherstone? I wonder if they... actually family. There they are there. Can you see them? There they are, look. They're actually right next to each other as well. I don't know what the deal with this is. There's Featherstone there. Where's the other Featherstone? He's over here, isn't he, I think? I don't know. Either way, 2 Featherstones in this place is not a good thing. That is not a good thing. Oh, looks like we found some drugs in the bacon. Wow. Drugs in the bacon, eh? Oh yeah, that there, you can see there's like a dog symbol there. That was just the dog scratching. I know some people who told me that in the comments said, oh yeah, that's just like, sometimes they do that. And I knew that. It sort of slipped my mind. I just didn't think they were going to dig at the ground so much. As you can see, that's like the 3rd time the dogs, that's a dig at the ground, that's a dig at the ground, that's a dig at the ground. There's nothing really there. They're just doing, you know, what dogs do and dig. Anyway, let us get, oh, good grief, they're still doing it. Right, let me get utilities and connect, and we're going to connect up that door timer to that and to that. Okay, so that's only on eat. That one's not been placed yet, so I'm going to have to wait until I get on with that. Come on, guys. Sort it out. Sort it out. Are they going to sort it out? No, they're not going to sort it out. Oh, God, I've just connected that to that. That's wrong. Connect that to there, please. Thank you very much. We'll come back to that. Anyway, once that's plumbed in, once that's powered up, we can sort the rest out. That person is teaching. Ah, Mr. Smith. And actually, basically sitting on the back of his chair. I know some people said that's really cruel, putting it like that, and it won't work. But it does work. You know, it does work, as you can see. I mean, it's not great and, you know, not very accurate, but still, it works. Right, anyway, let us go to our deployment here, and we'll check our jobs. And we'll see that, oh, a couple of people are actually working in there. And laundry as well. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, look, and Featherstone is working in the cleaning cupboard, so he's got access to chemicals. That's not something that we really want, is it? No. What I'm going to do is go to guard patrols. I'm going to set up a guard patrol that goes right along here, I think. Something like that. And we'll assign a guard to it, because obviously we need someone to patrol this entire thing, because at the moment it's completely sort of unguarded. Right, so let's click on this door timer. We need it open when it's work time, okay? And we need to, as always, connect it up. I know I'm overdoing the door timers and things like that, and many people have said, oh, you don't really need to do that, it's not really working out. There's, you know, things that are very efficient, like, for example, my guards actually walk through these doors, and the doors will open after they use their key. Right, when, no, because they're always on patrol, and it's not that efficient. Yeah, I know, but you know, it works, doesn't it? It works. We're just doing it because we want to, you know, we want to test the new stuff, right? I mean, that's the point. You know, alpha, test the new stuff, play with the new stuff. That's my take on it, anyway. Right. So I think what we want to do is get some beds put in here. Start getting this cell block kitted out to the max, right? Because we are not done in this cell block, but we are getting there. I think we're going to kit it out, and it's going to be the first one to receive a bit of flooring. We're going to have these in as well. We need to put... Oh, look at all these people have been found with things on them. Don't know what they've been nicking, but we'll tell them off for it. There we go. Let's put all the toilets in. And there we go. Finish this entire cell block off before we move on to the other one, I think. And we might even put the floor in. I know, traditionally... Historically, really you could say, the last thing that I did was put the floor in, and I'm really trying to break that. I'm really trying to stop that, because I know it's a bit tedious me putting that in all the time, but I should really put things like the showers in and such, and put like the floors in and everything else before we move on, just because it, you know, it's... I don't know why I don't do it. I think it's a little bit of a waste of money, because the standard concrete is, all it doesn't look very good. It is the most functional, because it's sort of free. I mean, I know you pay for the foundations, but it's free in the sense that you don't have to buy it on top of everything else. And also anything else that you put in, it just costs you money, and it just looks a bit different. And I don't know if the game takes that into account. I don't think it does. Let's have a quick look at our needs. Environment, maybe? I don't think so. I think that's like, no, things like... No, look at that. Alcohol and drugs. We've got a bit of a couple of people that need... That's not very good when you say you need the alcohol and need the drugs. Not good. Anyway, let's just go to our water pipe here, and we'll plumb this in. Oh, that's wrong. Plumb that in there. And there we go. Right. So there's all that plumbed in. Obviously, people are getting taken to the holding cell because we've got too many prisoners. Got one person in lockdown, actually. Interesting. Right. Let us put in some solitary. Up to there. And up to there. There we go. Not very big. Don't need it very big. And now that we've done that, we can change our regime. No, not regime, sorry. It's our policy. So, if you have an escape attempt, you are going to get solitary. If you are attack a prisoner, you will get locked down. Oh no, we'll get solitary for that. Attack a staff, solitary, serious injury, solitary, and intoxication will say lockdown, okay? And I think if you attack staff, you get a good 6 hours in that. Serious injury 4, attack prisoner, you'll get a 2. Escape attempt, you'll get a good, I think, 6 hours on that one. Found with weapons, tools, and drugs, you get locked down. I think luxuries, we'll allow that. We're gonna take them off you if you find them, but you're not gonna get locked down, and then we're just gonna take them off you, I think. So, eventually, I'm assuming they're going to put it so you can like sort of swing either left and right on the scale, so you can say, you know what, they're allowed luxuries, they're allowed, you know, cigarettes and that sort of thing, and they can call home and such. So I'm guessing at some point that's going to be implemented. Right, I've got a little bit of a problem because I fired a lot of staff in the previous episode, and that was because I was spending a bit too much money. So I've actually fired too many workmen. I'm going to hire just 2 more, I think. I don't think any more than that will really be needed. What is needed, though, is my utilities, and then I actually plumb them in there as well. Right, there we go. So that's our shower at the back bit there. Obviously, there's guards going to sort this out. That's the staff room. Why are they not going to... If they're tired, I thought they would go to the staff room. Because I know it says they're exhausted and such. They should really go to the staff room and rest, if that is the case. Right, so anyway, there's a lot of... Is that tatties? Yeah, it looks like they are cooking tatties. And we've got a rubbish bag in the cooking pot. That's not great. I must confess. That's probably not something you want to do. You want to probably resolve that before it sets on fire. Whatever. Anyway, so we're going to get this sorted down the bottom. Hopefully we can get all of the cells sorted before people turn up. Nope, we've got 1 hour 30 minutes before they turn up. So we're going to get probably none of the cells resolved. I'm going to designate all them as cell. And obviously we need to put cell doors on, which is something I forgot to do down the bottom there. So I'll just place them all down. There we go. I know one of the comments was that someone mentioned was that we should maybe think about putting cell doors or jail doors on the opposite side of these ones so you can get in from both ends. It's actually not a terrible idea. It really isn't a terrible idea, you know. I mean, I'm not too sure it's the best idea ever, but it's not terrible. I mean, it'll work. You'll be able to walk straight through it, but I don't know. I don't know if it should work. I mean, I've never had a multiple door sort of area, like a cell with multiple doors on it. At least not in the latest alphas, you understand. So I don't know. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Who knows? One thing I want to do is a shakedown because I have a feeling people are going to be trying to escape. So we'll have to check that out at some point. Anyway, it looks like people are eating. There's Featherstone there. I think Featherstone is the other Featherstone. There he is there. And where's he going? He's staying right away from the other Featherstone. So maybe, I don't know, there could be something going on here. Maybe they genuinely don't know each other. Maybe they are family and they really don't like each other. Maybe one of them is the cousin of Tom Featherstone and just doesn't like the fact that he's pretty much been incarcerated for no reason or whatever. And the other guy is genuinely a criminal because he is actually the son of Tom Featherstone. And obviously they don't like each other, and oh god, it's like some sort of weird, horrible soap all over again, isn't it? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, that guy's had a drill on him, and he is actually alcohol as well. He needs alcohol, and he's actually throwing up, as you saw there. Right, let's see if we can. Have we got Alcoholics Anonymous running? I think we have, you know. Pharmacological treatment for drug addiction. It's starting. We've got Alcoholics Group Therapy. We can put another program on for people. No one bothered with the carpentry or the behavioural therapy. Or we could put people in the queue for behavioural therapy, but it does cost. It costs money, so I'm going to stop that. Actually, I'm not going to bother with that. So just spend 500 doing that, but whatever. Right. So it looks like we've got 6 finished the workshop safety induction. Actually, 3 have passed, so we've got people working inside, as you can see. That's good. Kitchen health and safety. I'm going to stop that because we don't want anyone working in here, I don't think. I think I've made my mind up and I'm going to keep this staff only, okay? Kitchen is now staff only. We have our pharmacological treatment for drug addiction, which seems to be working because I don't think when we go to our needs, you can see the drugs are... they're not high, but they are starting to creep up actually, so we might want to tackle that sooner rather than later. So I think we'll start a couple more of them. We'll have 5 of them, okay, for the pharmacological, that's the one. Treatment of drug addiction basically means, you know, you're going to get actual, not talk therapy, it's, you know, physical medical treatment for that. And the alcoholics group therapy, we're going to have another one as well. I think we're going to have a lot of alcoholics group therapy, although I'm told that it's a little bit bugged in places and sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know, it just depends what form you read really. Either way, it looks like oh yeah, actually it looks like our laundry is functioning, which is good. That guy's throwing up because of alcohol. I'm going to, I think, do a full search at the end of today. We have 46,224 generic units of currency. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place some floors in. And we're going to actually do some concrete tiling on the outside. All the way around. Because it's something that I really don't want them to be doing, just walking around on dirt. So we're going to get that fixed up sooner rather than later. So we'll go all the way to there. And I don't know what we're going to use for... I don't know what we're going to use for the inside. I haven't quite decided yet, but we'll see, we'll see. I think we'll probably stick with our tried and tested metal floors, or maybe concrete tiles as always. I'm going to go with metal floors for the cells because it looks really good. And that's really the only reason, because it does look pretty good. So we'll do that. Then I think maybe concrete tiles. I think we're just going to stick with it, like I said, the tried and tested on this one. So I'm going to be very careful. I only go over the places I want to go over, just to make sure we don't overspend. This area is going to be just concrete tiles in here because it's a bit... It's not really like a personal area, if you know what I mean. It's not a cell. So there we go. Concrete tiles in there. Concrete tiles along to there. And that's been concrete tiled. I think that's about right. And then I think we will put some white tiles in the shower block. That's something... It's just a... I'm not exactly going to defy convention on that one. There we go. Right, that's sorted. So, we haven't really checked our danger level. Look at that. 2 punishments have been handed down recently. That's good. 9 prisoners are suppressed, compliant. A couple of prisoners have serious complaints, but we've got almost 15 prisoners say they are well treated and happy. So that's good. That is good. We need to do our education reform program, which is have 15 prisoners pass the foundation education course and have 5 prisoners pass the general education course. So let's have a quick look. The foundation... Are we doing foundation? Yeah, we are doing foundation. 5 prisoners pass the general education qualification. None are interested, but I'm going to start the program nonetheless, just in case someone is interested. There we go. Behavioural therapy, we could start doing that. But that means we're going to have to open up access to this area here, which is something that I might... I'm sort of going against that. What I might do is move the psychologist over to here, which is something that we did in a couple of alphas ago, and also has been mentioned several times, and I have actually answered that question in a previous video, but I'm not too sure what we're going to do with that. I'll have to have a bit of a think. Anyway, it's actually time for our shakedown. Let's do a bit of a shakedown. We're actually going to go staff and 2 guards. We're going to hire 2 more guards there. Is that a bit of sick? I think that's a bit of sick on the floor, and the dogs tried to eat it up. Ugh. Horrible. Anyway, we're actually going to save 13 prisoners quite soon, which will actually take us over what we should have, which is a bit worrying. 13 prisoners arriving. I think we're going to close our intake for now. I'm going to close the intake. Do I want to do that? Yes, we're going to close the intake because although this is finished, this cell block, I don't want the prisoners sitting in here before... I don't want them sitting in there for days and days and days. I want them to be able to move over to here as fast as I can get that. And I've just realised that that power station is almost exploding. So let's resolve that by putting some more capacitors in. Not exploding, but it's getting pushed over the limit of what it should be. There we go. There's that put in. So we are searching things nicely. Let's have a quick look at the contraband in the last 24 hours. So we're finding booze. Where was that? I bet that was flung over the wall. No, it was brought in. We've got saws that was brought in. We've got some screwdrivers brought in. We've got loads of drills. A drill was flung over the wall. We've got another drill flung over the wall. Spoons were all nicked. Loads of spoons nicked. Loads of... We've got some cigs. We've got... Where are these needles? Where have they been nicked from? Have been brought in. 2 sets of needles being brought in. Alcohol's being flung over the wall, I'm guessing. Yep, thrown over the wall there. I know a lot of people have been saying to me, oh, well, you're not really looking like around here for the prisoners that are sort of, you know, waiting for the stuff to get flung over. That's right. I am keeping an eye out for it, but I'm not specifically looking. I'm more concentrating on the building. The good thing with the last couple of updates is that originally building the prison was what you were. It was the prison architect side of it was. That's all the game was. You were building the prison, and then once it was built, you didn't really have anything else to do. I mean, obviously you would manage it and stuff like that, but you wouldn't really do a lot. But every update seems to be bringing more and more like management to the game. So once this is built, which we will get to, you know, we'll probably finish the building off probably halfway through the series, if not a little bit after that. Once that's done, we'll then obviously work on, you know, improving the prisoners, managing the regimes, managing the staff, the training and where they're working, and obviously keeping an eye out for prisoners who are wandering around and doing a bit things dodgy, and basically start micromanaging a little bit more. That's one of the good things with the new updates and such with the alpha. Anyway, I think we will leave it there. As you can see, we've got all of these blocks to be put in, so it's going to take them quite a while. So I think I'm just going to let them crack on with that. I think what we need to do is definitely get some CCTV, and I was going to do it last episode and then this episode, but obviously I've skipped over that. So we're not going to be doing the CCTV in this one. We will move over and do that next episode, I hope, and I really need to know where you think we should put the CCTV. I have a feeling we need it in the workshop and in the canteen. Yard, we don't really need it. Visitation, definitely, but I'd like to know what you think. Anyway, as always, comments in the comments, and that will, as always, change the direction of the series somewhat. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.